Welcome, everyone. Before we dive in, be sure to drop your thoughts, feelings, and lessons in the comments below. Like the video and subscribe so you never miss stories like this. Let's get into it. The cruelest thing my girlfriend ever did was go live on Instagram to announce her upgrade while I was sitting 10 feet away, watching the comments roll in like punches. Her name was Tiana Ross, and I was Andre Wallace, a warehouse operations lead on the south side of Chicago who believed loyalty was a quiet kind of wealth. We'd been together 3 years, splitting rent, sharing groceries, planning trips we never took. I thought we were building something. That night, she turned our relationship into content, laughing like it was comedy, and made sure I knew I was the punchline. It started earlier at Harold's Chicken in Hyde Park. I was in line, joking with her about how she always claimed she was on a diet but ordered extra mild sauce like it was a food group. She smiled at her phone more than she smiled at me. I asked, "Who got you grinning like that?" She said, "The internet, babe. My people." Then she filmed our plates, zoomed in on my hands, and said, "He still eats like a broke uncle." I laughed it off, trying to be playful. Inside, something pinched. Love shouldn't feel like you're being auditioned. Tiana wasn't always mean. She was ambitious, stylish, and loud in a way that filled a room. She ran a small beauty and lifestyle page and treated every moment like it needed a caption. I was the steady one. Early mornings, spreadsheets, inventory audits, and a work polo that never got the respect it deserved. She'd call me safe, like it was both compliment and insult. Still, I paid on time, showed up on time, and loved her like she was home. My friends said she was using me. I said they were jealous. Turns out, I was the one blinded. The live stream happened at my cousin's little kickback near Bronzeville. Nothing fancy. Folding chairs, spades table, music low enough to talk. Tiana showed up late in a tight dress like she was arriving at an award show. She didn't greet anyone. She greeted her camera. "Y'all, guess what? Big things, big moves," she said, panning the room like it belonged to her. My cousin whispered, "She always filming like the FBI paying her." I shrugged. Then Tiana looked right at me and said, "Andre, come here. Let's tell them." I walked over smiling because I didn't know I was stepping into a trap. She held her phone up, front camera on, ring light clipped like a tiny sun. "Say hey to my followers," she chirped. I waved, awkward, and the comments started. "Who that? He looked like a substitute teacher." She laughed. "Don't do him, y'all," she teased, then did me herself. "He's been good to me, but I'm leveling up. I can't keep dating potential." She leaned in and said, sweet as poison, "Tell them you support my upgrade, babe." Every head turned. My throat went dry. Then she swung the camera toward the doorway, where Darius Rio Coleman walked in wearing designer sneakers and a grin like he practiced it. Tiana squealed, ran to him, and hugged him like she'd been waiting all day. "This is Rio," she told Alive. "My upgrade. My real match." Rio dabbed at the camera like he was a celebrity and said, "What's good, chat?" People in the room gasped. Someone muttered, "Oh, she wicked." Tiana didn't blink. She turned back to me and said, "Andre, don't be weird. This is growth." I wish I could tell you I clapped back with a perfect line, but humiliation makes your brain lag. I just stood there while she narrated my heartbreak like it was entertainment. "He's mature, so he understands," she said, smiling wide. Comments flashed. "He's hurt. He looks broke. Upgrade season." My cousin started to say something, but I raised a hand. Not because I was okay, because I didn't want a scene to be her next viral clip. Tiana thrived on reaction, so I gave her none. I walked to the kitchen, grabbed my jacket, and left without a word. On the sidewalk, the night air felt too cold for June. My phone buzzed nonstop, friends texting, cousins calling, even my aunt asking, "Baby, you alright?" Meanwhile, Tiana's live was still going. My buddy sent a screen recording. She replayed the moment like a highlight reel. My face, my silence, Rio's smirk. She laughed and said, "Sometimes you gotta drop the training wheels." That's when something snapped, not into rage, but into clarity. If she wanted to upgrade, I would too. Not for revenge posts, not for applause. I would upgrade my real life and let the results speak. The next morning, I went to work like nothing happened. That's the funny part. Heartbreak is dramatic, but bills are stubborn. At the warehouse near Pullman, my supervisor asked if I was okay because my eyes looked tired. I said, I'm good. Just didn't sleep. My coworker Malik slimmed me coffee and said, Man, I saw the clip. She's trash. I tried to joke. At least my name got spelled right in the comments. Malik laughed, then got serious. You don't need revenge. You need a plan. I nodded. That's when I opened a notes app and started writing. First upgrade, boundaries. Tiana and I share an apartment lease. My name was on the paperwork. Hers was on the vibes. I called the landlord, asked about options, and learned I could transfer to a smaller unit in the same building without a penalty if I gave notice. I didn't argue with Tiana. I didn't plead. I didn't ask why. I just moved quietly like a chess piece. I started packing when she was out networking. I boxed my clothes, my books, my coffee maker, everything I paid for. The funniest thing? She didn't notice my side of the closet disappearing. Second upgrade, finances. I checked my accounts and realized how many little things I'd been covering. Streaming subscriptions, her business supplies, delivery orders, last-minute nail appointments for content. I canceled what wasn't mine and separated everything that was. I opened a high-yield savings account and redirected the money. I called my credit union and raised my credit score goals like it was a personal challenge. Every time my heart tried to replay that live stream, I made myself do something useful instead. Update or resume, take an online certification, meal prep. Pain wanted attention. I gave my attention to progress. Of course, Tiana tried to keep me orbiting her drama. She didn't apologize, she performed. You're being childish, she said when she finally noticed the boxes. You can't handle a woman who's evolving. I almost laughed because she said it like she was a motivational poster. Rio was often busy, so she still expected me to be available. One night she called and said, Can you bring the other ring light? Mine broke. I said, calm as a Sunday morning. Ask your upgrade. She hissed, wow. Petty. I replied, no. Consistent. Then I hung up and went back to packing. I moved into my new place near Oak Park, smaller but peaceful, with sunlight and no echo of disrespect. My cousin helped me haul the last box and joked, Look at you, living like a man who drinks sparkling water on purpose. I said, Don't play with me. This is the life of sophistication. We laughed until my stomach hurt, the kind of laugh that reminds you you're still alive. That night, I cooked for myself. Real food, not a rush plate eaten while someone films. I ate at the table and watched the city lights. For the first time in months, I felt quiet. Third upgrade, my circle. I stopped defending people who embarrassed me. I spent Sundays with family, Saturdays with friends, and evenings in the gym. I met a barber named Theo who cut my hair and also cut through excuses. You were trying to earn love, he told me, dusting off my neck. Love ain't a paycheck. I started dressing better. Not for anybody's gaze, but because I liked how it felt to look sharp on a random Tuesday. Funny enough, when you stop chasing validation, it starts tripping over itself to find you. Meanwhile, Tiana's upgrade started looking like a downgrade in real time. Rio was flashy, always posting rented cars and hotel lobbies, but somehow always forgetting his wallet when checks came. She kept going live, trying to prove she'd won. Y'all, we outside, she'd say, but the background was always changing because they never stayed anywhere long. People began asking questions in the comments. Why you always moving? Where's the apartment tour? Why he never speaks? She'd laugh it off, but you could see the stress. Still no remorse, just denial wrapped in filters. Karma doesn't always arrive loud. Sometimes it arrives as paperwork. A friend from work told me our company was opening a new logistics coordinator role. Better pay, better hours, tuition assistance. I applied quietly and got it because I've been building skills while she was building drama. On my first day, I wore a new blazer and felt like my spine stood straighter. My manager said, Andre, you're reliable. We need that. Reliable. Not safe. Not boring. Reliable. That word felt like respect. I called my mom after, and she cried happy tears, telling me, God will always move you forward when you stop begging for seats at tables. The funniest twist was how fast people changed their tone when they saw I wasn't broken. Folks who watched that live stream started sending me messages like, You handled that with class. One girl from my old neighborhood DM'd, "I always thought you were too good for her." I didn't chase any of it. I wasn't trying to win a breakup. I was trying to rebuild my life. Still, it felt good to know my silence wasn't weakness. It was strategy. The same way I wouldn't argue with a broken scanner at work. I'd replace it and keep the operation moving. Then the public karma hit Tiana like a surprise bill. One night, she went live crying, not apologizing, just complaining. Rio had been arrested for a scam involving fake promoter tickets and chargebacks, and her followers recognized him from other women's stories. Brands she'd been flirting with backed away. People in her comments weren't cheering anymore. They were asking why she humiliated a loyal man for someone unstable. She got defensive, calling everybody haters, but the tone was different. She'd built her relationship on spectacle, and spectacle doesn't protect you when the lights flip on. Still, she never said, "I'm sorry." Not once. She showed up at my new building like she owned the hallway. "Andre, we need to talk," she said, wearing the same confident face, but her eyes were panicked. "You switched up. You think you're better than me now." I kept my voice even. "No, I just got better for me." She tried to flirt, then insult, then guilt trip, like she was spinning a wheel of manipulation. When none of it worked, she snapped. "So you really throwing away 3 years?" I said, "You threw it away on Livestream. I'm just cleaning up the mess." I closed the door gently, not out of hate, out of closure. My life didn't become perfect overnight, but it became mine again. I started dating later, slowly, choosing peace over adrenaline. I learned that love isn't supposed to cost your dignity, and loyalty doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. If someone needs to humiliate you to feel powerful, they're not powerful. They're insecure with better lighting. The moral lesson is simple. Don't compete in someone else's circus. Upgrade your boundaries, your habits, your finances, your circle, quietly. Let them keep the live stream. When karma comes, it won't need your help. It will just need time. See you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.